This guy never imagined in a million years that he'd actually get sucked into the online game he was obsessed with, and on top of that, he'd end up with the class everybody agreed was the most broken in the whole game, Heavy Knight. The gimmick was simple but ridiculous as long as his defense outstripped an opponent's attack. Whatever his defense stat happened to be, that's exactly how much damage got slammed right back at them. And yet, despite landing this absurdly overpowered class, his father was furious enough to throw him out of the house. Why? Because as the direct heir of the Sword Saint bloodline, he was supposed to become a Sword Saint himself, not end up stuck with the Knight class, which everyone considered a complete joke. As it turned out, even though Leo had transmigrated into the exact game he knew inside and out, this world had never had actual players grinding it out and pushing the class to its full potential. So as far as anyone here knew, the Knight class was still stuck at square one, just your average, run-of-the-mill tank. His father wasn't about to accept some worthless tank as his son, and without a second thought, he decked Leo right in front of everyone. Leo just stood there, completely stunned. That's when Sophia walked in, a member of the family's branch line. She'd been Leo's childhood friend once, but the gap in their social standing had kept them apart for the better part of 5 years. Sophia had come for the ceremony too, and when she stepped into the light, the examiner announced with all the pomp in the world that she'd been granted the strongest class this world recognized, Sword Saint. Truth was, being from the branch family, Sophia had always been eaten up with jealousy over Leo, and she didn't hold back from rubbing it in his face. Leo's father didn't seem the least bit bothered by any of this, quite the opposite. Right then and there, he claimed Sophia as his own daughter and, practically fawning over her, declared her the family's new heir. As for Leo, the son who'd let him down, get out, and don't come back. If word ever got around that House Ivan had produced a Heavy Knight, it would be nothing short of a family disgrace. Just like that, Leo found himself frozen out by everyone. He tried desperately to explain that the Knight class was actually incredibly strong, that he could take the family further than anyone imagined, but the Duke was convinced his son had simply lost his mind. He ordered Leo out of the family for good, stripped of the right to ever use the Ivan name again, and warned that if Leo ever tried to reclaim it, he'd personally take his head. So Leo walked away alone, allowed to keep only a small amount of money, but that was more than enough for him. With an entire past life's worth of gaming experience behind him, becoming the strongest person in this world was going to be almost too easy. Leo checked into an inn in the starter town and immediately pulled up the in-world skill descriptions for the Knight class. If anything here didn't line up with what he remembered from the game, he'd lose access to all those broken abilities, and that would be a real disaster. Luckily, every skill matched exactly what he remembered. He currently had 5 skill points to spend, with 3 skill trees to choose from. The first was the Heavy Oath line, a skill loaded down with so many conditions that it was often flat out unusable. The second was Defense Boost, which didn't unlock any new abilities but let him keep stacking raw defense indefinitely. The third was Basic Swordsmanship, the crowd favorite among most players, which rewarded a special item once maxed out. Without hesitation, Leo dumped every single point into the Heavy Oath line, pushed that skill to level 5, and he'd unlocked the single most overpowered ability in the game, Shield Reflect, along with a flat +10 to defense. Skills sorted, Leo spent every coin he had on gear, then headed straight for the beginner's forest, where the local monsters were about as weak as they came. Before long, he ran into a frog. A quick identify check showed it was only level 2 perfect practice material. Leo planted himself right where he stood and triggered Shield